I think it was to give you an example of how to cross-sell, perhaps, with the earphones. But you're seeing a lot more multifunctional devices, earphones that work with handsets, that work with remote controls. In fact, you know, the universal remote control item. But in order to grow the product, you can use information technology to kind of maybe cross over into different markets. People that would not have normally bought your products. You know, instead of branching out the global market to attract new customers you wouldn't have attracted before, the concept is using technology to get people who would not normally use your product to use your product. I mean, why do you need these earphones for something? You know, use it for something else, kind of thing. So, and you see this all the time when you start seeing, you know, cross-selling, upselling of different products and strategies. So, expanding into global markets, diversifying new products and services, integrating new products and services. Actually, there was this thing for a new product, or actually it was a service that hasn't been out for too long, but the carriers. So instead of sending something FedEx overnight, it's within the city. You send a carrier who's on a bicycle, like a messenger, which is kind of like the same price these days now, actually. It physically carries it over on a bicycle instead of putting it on a truck. So just a different product. Alliance strategies, establishing new business linkages and alliance with customers, suppliers, competitors, consultants, and companies. When I look at this, I see supply chain management and huge supply chain management programs. If you were in my MIS class, I talked about supply chain management. And as a concept, if you actually have a intranet, or even if you have a gateway to the internet on it, you have a program, supply chain management software program established, maybe part of an ERP system, and you've got a listing of everything you need, then rather than going out to attract suppliers, you can have suppliers come in. So you just stand there and wait for people to show up and give you a price quote to say, hey, I need, and especially if it's common parts that are used in your manufacturing that you know, other people might be using as well, like a commodity, they can come in and say, well, I can deliver you 2,000 of these nails at this price, and I can have them to you by Tuesday or something. And then somebody else goes, oh, no, I'll cut you 3 cents on it, you know, but it's going to be 2 weeks before I can deliver it. And then you can actually plan out production schedules so that you have part lists. And so what ends up happening is kind of like the eBay of supply chain.